Hey guys, Jeff with Westcott Design. We just finished up this 2025 6th Gen 4Runner and want to share that with you. This is a sport model. As you can see, the hood, the painted flares, the front bumper, and the emblems on the side. I want to kind of go around this whole thing with you and kind of not just talk about our parts, but what it takes to get the 35s to fit and some of the things that you'll need to know to do. And some of the things that we did that we thought would really help the appearance of this truck. One of them being, the first thing we did is remove the front air dam that hung down about 6 inches too low. But we took that off up in the fenders here to get these 35s to fit. And this is a 35 12.5 by 17. And the wheel that we ran on this is a Method 703. And we did this in a plus 35 offset. And this was to get the wheel a little bit farther in the wheel well, but yet still have some nice poke to it, but also make it maximum amount of room when turning in this. We did is up in the front of the fender here, we actually took the liner and we unbolted it from the bottom here. We pushed the liner farther forward and then we rebolted it from there. And that's to clear for the edge of the tire at full steering lock. And then back in the back, all we did is we removed the carpet covered piece back here and then unbolted the 4 bolts out of the safety mount. And that was to clear for the tire at full turning in the back side here. This has our preload collar and also has a 1/2 inch top shim on this. We started at 20.5 inches and now we're 22.75 inches in the front. So we ran our lower collar and then we also ran a 1/2 inch shim in the top. And the reason why we did that was because we knew that we could get a little bit more lift out of this truck and keep a really nice leveled look from front to back. We decided that it was best to run our 1 inch puck in this and get it to really sit the way it sits. So I wanted to share that with you on that part of it. All right guys, if you're not subscribed to our channel, let's get subscribed. If you want to see more of the 6th Gen stuff, and this stuff is now just starting to roll out at the dealers, and on top of that, we've got a lot of great new stuff. So if you're not subscribed, we want to share that with you. We don't want you to miss out on this stuff. So please subscribe to our channel if you're not subscribed. One of the things that we really focus on is just how nice our rock sliders are. And I talk about this in videos and I talk about it and I talk about it. And I think some of those people that are out there, they understand that and they get it. And then there's other guys that don't get it because they haven't seen one of our rock sliders close up. So it's really hard to cover this on camera or on film or pictures and stuff. But when I walk over here and I show you down in the front here, the radius of the lower sill panel along the bottom here, we designed it so it matches the curve in the front and then it really matches the curve in the back, and we extended it out as far as we could. And the reason we did that was really to maximize the amount of space across here, that if you went over a rock and it fell down on the rock, that we're able to cover that space as close up to the front of the fender as possible, but still not have to worry about having any interference at turning with the tire. We really, when we build our rock sliders, we want it to look like it could be OEM or OEM plus, and we talk about that all the time, just how nice it is. We also have on the kick tube back here, and then we have another tube up the front here, and that really ties into the frame plate to maximize the strength on our rock slider, not only just on the main tubes off the frame, but then also the angled corner tubes on this as well. Just makes it that much stronger. And then just to show you just how nice our guys try to stack the dimes. And that is one of the things, when I look at somebody else's rock sliders, I'm like, they're okay. When I look at ours, and yes, am I being biased? I am, because our guys really focus on that. And I'm so OCD about that stuff that if it's not perfect, I'm not going to let somebody buy it. I'm not going to ship it to somebody. I just want, if we're going to put our name on something, I want to make sure that it's as nice as it possibly can. And then just the top plates and stuff, just the way the dimes are laid down here, and then again on the tubing here. And our double laminated top plate here in the back corner, just to make it that much nicer. And then incorporated our bottle opener, which is one of our things that we do on pretty much everything we do. It's kind of our signature. This is our new low profile, super modular, but low profile roof rack. And you can just see, I can tell you this, there's a lot of roof racks out there. There's a lot of choices to choose from. Not only that, but there's other people say, oh, your roof rack looks like this company's and it looks like this company's. Yeah, you can only make a roof rack so many different ways, but in the ways that we make the roof rack, we decided that, hey, we're gonna make all the brackets mount separately on their own. All the crossbars that go across on these are all interchangeable to configure however you want. The other thing is that all of our brackets are all steel. They're all built on a 90 or bent on a 90, and we bend them on a 90 and they're all being steel, we want to maximize the downward force that this roof rack can hold. People say, oh, well, how much weight will your roof rack hold? I can tell you this, our roof rack will hold more weight than the roof of this truck will. Actually, where the mounting points are is probably going to fail, or it's not probably going to fail, it is going to fail before the roof rack is going to cave or fail. And that's because the amount of metal that's built into the roof can only handle so much, but the roof rack itself can handle way more than the roof mounting points do. And you can just see how slim our roof rack is along the side here and how tight it is. What we're trying to do is we're trying to match the angle of the roof to the visor to get the air to go up and over the vehicle. And then on the side, when the air comes around the side of it, we're trying to maximize the amount of airflow that goes around the roof rack instead of getting up underneath it. So you can just see how tight the gap is on the side, all the way down the side. One of the things that we talk about is some of our Easter eggs and some of our design reasons. And that here is tied in here. So we've got the fender design here around the wheel well is done into the side of the roof rack here. And when you look at this, this is a special roof rack. This is our roof rack with an outer overlay on it. And what we did is we shadowed it so all the holes and all the radius around the roof rack, now I can take this rear material and I can tie it into the wheel and then have this, and it just makes for a really nice finish all the way around. It just adds another touch, another classy touch above and beyond. Did that up in the visor, same thing. And then even cut the roof rack visor up so when we slide the rubber strip on, it meets the exact same line down at the bottom down here. So now there's no gap here and it has a nice clean finish. And yeah, maybe a little bit of air will get underneath the corner, but we don't have the big cutoff corners like some of the roof racks have that the air can get up under there and then get up into the crossbars, create turbulence, noise, and stuff like that. We just want to keep this thing as tight to the roof as possible, all the way from front to back. And then we move on to the back of the roof rack. We've got our new Molly panel. It's great, bolts in, modular, can do different configurations on this. We've got other attachments that are going to go back up in here to allow you to do some more stuff. And then we've got our signature back here in the back, just a nice stainless badge. All of our hardware on our roof racks, we only use stainless steel, and then we black oxide coat it, and it's just to make it that much nicer. Talking about the Molly panel, it's got our little pump here, so you can suction cup it to the window. We've got a really solid mount here. Since we lose the bottle opener up here, we incorporated it here. It can be taken off, can be added on. You don't even have to use it, but it bolts in from the back side here, and it's very functional because you're able to get it and not have to worry about getting close to the paint on the truck. So these new Method 703s and the brush finish, Method asked us, they said, what would you like to see? I said, I'd like to see some of the brush finish wheels, and I'd like to see them in a plus 35, and here we have them, plus 35 brush finish, and this truck just looks awesome. I think all this ties in really nicely on this truck. So we hope you guys enjoy it. We'd love to hear from you. And please comment below if you would like. We'd love to hear. And if you're not subscribed to our channel, get subscribed because we've got a lot of new stuff coming out for these new 6th gens. Our new bumpers, our new skids, and we've got our tire carrier. We've got a bunch of new things, our new ladder. So some of these things, you're not going to want to miss it. So we hope to hear from you. Hope you to follow along and subscribe to our channel. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.